a new addition to the Penn State wrestling program, and that is Will Betancourt. Will, thanks so much for joining us here on Blue and White Breakdown.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Matt, I'll let you start off first with one of your questions. So Will Betancourt transferring from Ohio State, graduated from Mannheim out of high school, attended Lock Haven for a short period of time, then went to Ohio State, was wrestling at 133 pounds, and now comes to Penn State with the intention to wrestle at 125, just to let our listeners know.
Yeah, well, just for your quick, I guess, a recap of where you're at now. I don't know if you're enrolled yet or what's your training process like right now.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm still enrolled at OSU, and I'm finishing out this semester there.
Okay.
I'm on all cyber classes there, so I'm home right now training. I've been training at the University of Pennsylvania with Jordan Burroughs and Joey McKenna lately. And I'll be transitioning over to State College here in a few weeks, settling in on a house, and I'll start training with those guys here soon.
Yeah, and just how excited are you to be coming to Penn State? I've looked sort of back at some of your stuff and some of the things you said, and just what is it like to try and become going to be a Penn State wrestler and shoot for a spot at 125 pounds?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I look at it as a great blessing and a great opportunity to take advantage of this opportunity. Everyone dreams of wrestling at Penn State. If, any kid that wrestles, their dream is to be a Penn State Nittany Lion. And ever since I started wrestling, that's been my goal. And along the way, yes, they have recruited me. And just at that time, I felt like it wasn't the right choice. And I'm really excited to take advantage of Thomas Gilman, Roman Bravo Young, all the guys around my weight class. I feel like it's going to be great. And, yeah, really looking forward to stepping in that room and becoming the best wrestler possible.
Yeah, Will, you had an incredible high school career as well, 147 wins. Is Pennsylvania the best state when it comes to wrestling at that level?
Yes, I would say Pennsylvania is by far the best state. I think it's uncomparable to other states. The depth that we have is pretty insane and incredible. And the talent we bring out of Pennsylvania is also incredible, and I don't see any other states doing the stuff that we're doing.
And you went to states 4 times. The first one you didn't place, but you were a freshman, still a learning phase, and then you placed. You kept going up the ladder. What did you kind of learn through each experience to ultimately get that state title your senior year?
Not to respect my opponents and the mentality factor in wrestling. It's something that I learned after my sophomore year of state. I was better than the kids that I was losing to, but I was going to the match a little afraid, a little timid, and not wrestle my style or change my style up. But I would say what helped me jump to the top of the podium was definitely my mentality. Every time I stepped on the mat, I knew I was going to beat the kid in front of me. I knew that I worked harder than the kid in front of me, and I was willing to sacrifice everything as soon as I stepped on that line to win a match.
Penn State Wrestling's Will Betancourt, who's transferring over from Ohio State and will compete for a spot at 125, is on the line with myself, Zach Seyko, and Matt Bortner here on Blue and White Breakdown. Will, I want you to revisit first you went to Lock Haven, didn't seem like the best fit at least, and then you transferred to Ohio State. So just kind of, I want you to go and visit back of both recruiting processes when you were a senior in high school and then the move from high school to Lock Haven, and then from Lock Haven to Ohio State, and now from Ohio State to Penn State. What were all were the conversations any different? How has your mindset changed when you were approaching these kinds of things to find the right fit for you?
For sure. So when I initially committed to Lock Haven, I would say I rushed the recruiting process a little bit and maybe let people influence my decision on going to Lock Haven, which I nothing but respect for Lock Haven. I'm thankful they gave me that opportunity, but just the decisions that were happening there and stuff that was going on behind the scenes, I didn't believe that was a place for me to be to accomplish my goals. So I came home and talked to my family about entering the portal. It was also a COVID year, so it was
right.
kind of weird to get. Yeah, exactly. So I would say COVID definitely had a big factor in that transfer process. Nobody really had a great college year that year, so that's a pretty good explanation for that. So I entered the portal, and I'm actually towards the end of my process, about to commit to another school, and Ohio State reached out to me, and they told me to wait to commit and to take a visit and to talk to them, and they're going to see what they can come up for with money and stuff like that. And that's what I ended up doing. I ended up waiting it out. They came up with a great offer. I took a visit, and I ended up committing there. When I committed there, I had full trust in the coaches and the athletes and myself. But it was also one of those things where it was still COVID, still dealing with COVID.
Yeah.
I didn't get to really experience the visit, really experience and get to know the guys and the coaches. Ultimately, I figured out that 133 wasn't my weight class. I needed to go down to where I perform best, and that's at 125 pounds. I was making 133 pretty easily. So came home again, talked to some friends and family, and I was like, man, like I really like Ohio State. I really like Coach Ryan, but I don't like that. I'm a 133 pounder. They don't want me at 25. I know I can compete at 25. I know I can, maybe beat Malik at 25. And so I was like, you know what? Talked to some friends and family and entered the portal again. And one of the first schools that reached out to me was Penn State. Coach Cody reached out to me. And just the relationship that I've had with him over the past couple recruiting processes was absolutely incredible. The energy that he gives me is just like, whether I win or lose in the wrestling room or not, he's going to want the best for me. And he's willing to put in all that extra work and stuff like that to help me become a national champion. And that's my goal. That's why I committed to PSU. I want to make an impact at 125. They haven't had that for a while. I want to start the matches off winning, dominating, scoring as many points as possible, and just getting the momentum going for the team. And it was something that we've lacked for a few years, and I believe that with my work ethic, and I'm very close with Roman Bravo. He already reached out to me, told me he's going to take me under his wing. I'm going to have to
not
buy
a bad guy to learn from.
Exactly. I mean, he's always been a great mentor for me. No matter what school I've been at, he's always checking in on me, making sure I'm doing all right, make sure I'm making the right decisions, making sure, like, if I need anything, he's always asking. Like, just a great person to have, great teammates. Same with Aaron Brooks. Like, have a great relationship with him. So the team, the coaches, faith, and just the environment at Penn State, like, I feel like there really is no better place to be, and I'm not just saying that.
Yeah, totally awesome to hear your the faith and the belief that they have in you to try and make this team better. That being said, you come in now. You had experience last year, a couple dual meet matches in the Big Ten, wrestled unattached to at the college level. What did you take from that? And sort of with your style, how do you think? Why do you think that 125 pounds benefits you more than 133?
For sure. So I'm more of a speed type of wrestler. I'm faster. The guys at 33, they like to use more of their strength and stuff like that. And honestly, I just was not a 33 pounder. I was really undersized. And it was a great experience. It was fun to go out there. I feel like I really struggled on my mat wrestling compared to neutral, just because the guys were bigger than me, overpowering me. And then I know I was, dropping some weight, wrestling with Malik and some other 25 pounders in the room. And I was like, wow, I'm low in weight. I'm wrestling really good right now. I could make 57 kilograms with the Puerto Rico World Team here soon. Might as well give it a try. Yeah. And, just getting my weight down, stuff like that. I've been feeling great. My speed has been a lot faster. My wrestling has just been light years better, and I have way more confidence in myself being at 125.
This is Blue and White Breakdown on ESPN Radio. Will Betancourt, Penn State Wrestling, joins us on the phone lines. Will, another question that I have, to go from one program to another and then to another, it's already tough to adjust to one transfer situation, but now you're doing it multiple times, and that's even tougher. What is it about you personally that you think helps you become so adaptable to your surroundings that you can make the most of a situation? Because you were successful at Ohio State. I don't like talking about Ohio State in a positive light, but you were 15-6. You were wrestling in Big Ten dual meets. You said that yes, you're more comfortable at 125, but you still found a way to win at 133. And everybody struggled through the COVID year. So that, that's nothing to bat an eye at. Everybody has the struggles there. So, but you had success because Lock Haven wanted you. That's a really quality program to start at. We saw some of the wrestlers at the NCAA championships. So what is it about you that you can kind of go to any place and make yourself a home?
I think when coaches look at Will Betancourt, they see a kid who's willing to put it all on the line every time they step on the mat, whether he's undersized or he's bigger than the kid. Like, I'm willing to do anything for my team. I'm willing to do anything to help my team win. And like, just that grit, that grit goes a long way. That mentality goes a long way. That, I belong to step on this mat. I worked my butt off. I've done everything right. I've done the extra runs. I've done the extra lifts. I did the other extra practices with the coaches. And the coaches are telling me that they have belief in me no matter what, whether I'm undersized or not, because they know the work that I put in. They know how I wrestle in the room. They know all the adversity that I had to face. And to be honest, this year was a really, really rough year. I was out. When I started, that was like my first start. I only had a week of practice going into that because I ended up getting the vaccine because they mandated it there, and ended up getting some health issues from that and was out for a little bit. But now I'm 100% recovered. My weight's good, and I'm ready to step in and make an impact on the team. And I know the guys are already reaching out, excited to have me there, and sitting with the coaches.
Will, final question from the both of us, another 3-part question. What is something that you felt that you learned from, whether it's in the mat room at Lock Haven or in the mat room or at Ohio State, but what is one lesson from each stop along the way that you can pick up, and what's something you want to build upon while you're at Penn State, other than, the national titles and being successful at 125? Is there one thing you said, hey, this is where I want to be better at when all's said and done at Penn State?
I would say I just want to continue working on my mentality and just my work ethic. I like to recently, since I entered the portal, I like to push myself to that breaking point. And your mind is greater than your body, and I bring myself to deep waters in practice lately to the point where I might be throwing up 3 or 4 times, and I have to go right back into that go and finish the go. Just putting myself in positions where it might happen in a match. You're in deep waters and you need to find a way to win. And honestly, that's what every program has taught me. Main person I give this to is Sammy Sasso. He called me out when practice. I was going with him, and I was really tired, and I was like, and I was kind of slacking a little bit. And then after practice, he called me out in front of the whole team. He's like, "Betancourt, you're better than that. You need to push through that stuff. Your mind is greater than your body. You have all the potential in the world. You need to." And then ever since he told me that, I've trusted in him, and I've been doing it.
That's incredible. Hey, Will, we appreciate the insight.
Thanks so much.
That was a fantastic conversation, and we hope that we can do it again sometime soon. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, good luck this season.
Be well.
Yep. Thank you. You too.